everybody, we are back with episode 3 in Kerbal Space Program, and somehow, all odds against us, we're still alive. Last episode, we finally made it to orbit, so today, we're taking things a bit further and by attempting our first high orbit mission and collecting as much science as possible along the way. Before we launch, we have 3 key objectives. Number 1, reach high orbit around Kerbin. Number 2, collect as much science as possible while we're up there. And number 3, safely return back to Kerbin in one piece. Hopefully this goes better than last time. Alright, everybody, welcome back to our beautiful space center. I have already built our ship. I have upgraded our previous with our science that we unlocked. Let's go ahead, show her out to you guys. Alright, let's go ahead, open her. And it's going to be this one. Go ahead, load it up. So this is a 2-stage rocket. We have 4 boosters, 1 main engine, and we have a second stage here, equipped with 400 liters of gas. In our service bays, we have mystery goo filled with 6 of them, and we have 6 thermometers and 6 pressure calculators to collect science. We should get about 70, I'm hoping for. So let's go ahead and launch this guy into the air. I have tested this rocket just before filming this at 7:21 p.m. So let's go ahead and give her a whirl. She's all set up, and let's get her into the air. I'm very nervous for this launch. It's had some difficulties, but I think she'll perform great for us. Alright, throttle up, and let's launch this into the air. Let's do it. Space. Alright, we're launched. We're at 100. We'll let the rocket do its thing on departure here. We'll start our turn here. And we're not really looking at our scope here. We want to be really careful about that. Right now, because we have so much fuel, and we have still our liquid engine, we'll just be really careful here. I want to start our gravity turn. Alright, those are out of here. And we can still use this one to get out of the atmosphere here, because we still have our next stage to go about. But I don't want to waste this, so let's go ahead and press X and see what our thing looks like. It doesn't look too promising here, so let's go ahead. Let's pull this up. We're still climbing nicely. Let's go ahead, even her out with the horizon here, and hopefully we can push her out farther. Good, power her up, and hopefully we can push her farther. It was much better than earlier's attempt. So let's get out of here. Those are our nice little boosters. Those should land on the ground. So we're going to run this out of fuel because we don't need this at all. Alright, out of fuel. Go ahead, detach. Very nice. And we're going to be really quick at our node. So let's go add maneuver and move out. And we're going to start with a low Earth orbit, and then we'll go bigger, unless we can get a bigger one right out the bat. Yeah, this one looks good. We do have enough time to burn, so in 2 minutes we'll start our maneuver. So let's go. We have our rocket right there. This was our last one, these 2. These are our boosters here, 3 boosters, and then the last one's all the way down there. Don't know how that got there. Alright, let's go ahead and maneuver mode. And then in T-minus 1 minute 37 seconds, we'll do our maneuver to a high orbit. In my test run, I went from low orbit to high orbit. I just wanted to make sure I had enough fuel to do this. We're still at full fuel here. And let's go ahead and speed this up just a teeny weensy, about to 30. And we're still climbing here quite nicely. Alright, we'll go ahead and slow the, and we'll wait the 30 seconds now to start our maneuver. And this is going to be our big orbit, so we're going to be close here, and then we'll have our nice big orbit here. So that's going to be cool. And then we'll make our way back to Kerbin. It's going to be a very fun episode. Next episode is going to be super fun. We might do a challenge or a mission. We are not going to be going to the moon in a while. I don't want anybody to ask, like, oh, we're going to go next time. But no, it'll be a minute. Alright, let's go ahead and ink this, and we'll burn it for 47 seconds. While we're burning, I'm hoping to do the moon landing on episode 12, because each episode I'm learning, because this is my first time playing Kerbal Space Program. So yeah, this is my third day playing this game, so I want to learn everything before I start shooting out for high-end goals. And then Series 2 will be doing a bunch of crazy stuff, and we'll keep on building from there. But I'll shut up a little bit while we finish the burn. Burn it complete. Let's go ahead and check that out. Let's go ahead and burn for a few more Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna not burn that. It's okay. I don't want to burn it because we want to make sure we have enough fuel to get back down to Earth. So let's go ahead and plan our exit here. So, because I want to make sure I'm on it. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. So our next maneuver is gonna be, I want our maneuver to be right about there, but we don't have to worry about the maneuver for quite a minute, because we're still maneuvering here. Go over to Prograde, and that will drive us all the way up there. Alright, let's open both of our service bays and conduct some science. And we should be around the Earth in a long time, so let's go ahead and do some science here. Keep that science. We'll get higher amounts of science once we're farther out. Go ahead and log the temperature for 8 science. We'll do this guy log for 12 science. We'll go over to the other side and do the same, because we have a lot of these and they're hard to reach, so I'd rather get them all done while we're just chilling in the air. Yeah, so we departed from right there, so we can go ahead and plan our maneuver, and this maneuver is going to bring us into the Earth. So let's go ahead and delete this one. I don't want that. I don't know why that's there, so genuinely don't know why that's there. So yeah, we'll wait a while before doing that, because it's not correctly responding because our ship is right here. Yeah, and that maneuver is just unrealistic. Don't worry about this maneuver. We're not doing it. Not doing that. So we'll go ahead and close that out. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit till we're about here, and we'll officially reach high orbit here. So let's go ahead, time warp until about this point, and we'll be really far from Earth. Around here. And we'll go ahead and stop it here. Beautiful. And let's look at the outside. It's also really important that we're looking outside and looking at the scenery. It's not about what's here, it's about, oh my gosh, like what's going on out here. I am about to, if we are going to go to the moon, I will be getting the realistic, we will not be getting the realistic solar system, but we will, before we go into like realistic solar systems, we're going to complete the Kerbin solar system before we attempt to go to another, to the real life. I'd rather complete Kerbin before moving on. So that will be Series 2 or 3, or I don't know. Let's go ahead and complete some science and let's chat. So, I want to start planning our descent soon because we're going to warp a little bit in a minute. We logged that already. Let's find one over here. See, science is going to be a little bit more up here. 12 science. Kind of look for other. See how it's like kind of hard to look for more. What about this side? Look right here. View data. Alright, looks like we got all of this in here. I don't think we got all of it, but we got a lot of it. Let's go ahead and observe this mystery goo, and then we'll go ahead and close this up for our next warp to the farthest point we are, and then we'll start planning our descent back into Kerbin. So we'll reach in about 6 minutes, but we'll slow it down here. So this is going to be the farthest point we get in this video. Here. Like, look at the Earth size compared to us. We're still really tiny, but to those astronauts on Artemis 2, whew, the Earth was very tiny. They could probably fit it in their fingers from the distance they were. But in the Kerbin solar system, the moon is not very far. Alright, let's go ahead and observe this mystery goo. And we're going to get 15 from this. And we'll go ahead and observe another one. And this will be we'll have one more to do on the ground or on our descent. So go ahead and close that up. And we'll just relax for a minute here. The sun's that far. The sun is super far. The sun is all the way over there. So Donna, I'm guessing, is Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, whatever. Just the names are so weird. But we did the solar system in school, so kind of know it. It's been a few months. Alright, let's go ahead and start our maneuver node. Alright, so we're going to come in here around here. I want to land. Where's the Kerbal Space Center? Where's the Space Center? That's what I'm looking for. Kerbal Space Center. I think it's about here. It's on this side right here, it looks like. I think it's right here. Yep, it's right here. So let's plan our add maneuver. And we're going to want to shrink that. Alright, we'll start the maneuver here, and we'll want to shrink it into the Earth. I want to go a little far just so we can get sort of by Kerbin. Right there. And that's going to be our maneuver. And our burn time is 9 seconds. So let's go ahead and try and adjust that so we can. Alright, let's try and add a maneuver here. No, let's delete that. We'll delete those. Delete that. And we'll try and do a maneuver so we just go straight down. I don't know if that's easier or harder. Let's see. Burn time 7. See. Alright, looks like just getting into it is going to be. Come on, it's still putting us on the ground. Come on. A little farther. Okay, perfect. So that's where our landing is. So our maneuver mode is right there. So in 25 minutes we will begin our maneuver, and we're gonna go really far to burn into because look at how much fuel we have. We barely have any fuel here. So we want to be really we want to manage our fuel because before I recorded this, I put 2 more gallons. I put 400. I put 800 more liters. So with that maneuver, and this is going to be preparing us for our maneuver here. So we have circled the Earth we'll be about once we're entering the atmosphere. And we'll be landing in the day, most likely. Alright, 2 minutes till we'll start our burn towards Earth. And hopefully we make it to the ground, because that would be really frustrating if we did all that just to stay in the Kerbal atmosphere, because we need to burn properly to get through. So our maneuver will shorten this and shrink it, and we're gonna fly pretty much halfway around the Earth to do it. I'm really nervous for this burn. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Come on, get it. And that's it. We did it. We did it. We're going to be landing on the Earth. That is quite the accomplishment. We're going to be doing it. We're going to be landing on Earth. That is super exciting. High orbit to do that. Super exciting. Very exciting, actually. Let's go ahead and speed up for this very exciting moment coming up. So this is right where we launch. We're going to be flying right over it. We have successfully flown across the entire world. Alright, let's start slowing her down, and we're going to start burning through the atmosphere now. Once we start heating up, I'll go ahead and disconnect I want to make sure we're burning through the atmosphere first before we start initiating our Here we go. Alright, we're starting our burn. We'll disconnect and turn. SAS come off. Actually, SAS will stay on, just so we can stabilize ourselves. And we're coming into we're landing. Oh dear, I'm so happy. Here we go. Like that. Wow, we are burning through the atmosphere right now. That is just crazy to me how we're doing this. Wow. Very happy. Let's just deploy the parachute really early so we can make sure we're A-okay. But wow. Once our heat shield starts to not burn anymore to the atmosphere, I'm gonna start clapping. It's really exciting. It's my first time going to high orbit and successfully landing, so I'm really happy, and I'm very glad I put those 2 extra 400 tanks. Good. Let it take its course now. And let's get on the ground. Wow. Very exciting. Let's speed it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Parachute deployed. Let's get her down. Speed her up to about 1,000. The parachute has successfully deployed. Wow, we're about to touch the ground. This was very, exciting. Speed her up just a little bit. And wow. And touchdown. We have successfully made it back on planet Earth after doing a very big orbit, high orbit. Let's go ahead. Oh, we can't get out. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and recover the vessel. And let's see how much science we did. I don't think we got 70, but let's see. Could be a lot, could be a little. Let's see. 13 science. Still good. We still made it. Alright. We can't unlock anything else, but I'll work on unlocking some more things out of this episode just so we can keep progressing stably. But let's go ahead and move on to our objectives and how we did it. Our first objective was to build a rocket that could get into high orbit. Check. Second was successfully do science in high orbit. Check. And third, we successfully returned back to Kerbin after high orbit. We have completed all 3 objectives. Thank you for everybody who's watched today. I really appreciate it. I will keep doing these episodes up to episode 12 where we will be going to the moon. Next episode will be maybe different, maybe not. We'll see. Next episode will premiere before 9 p.m. PST. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and maybe join the Discord. It's going to be discord.gg/flightsimcommunity. Thank you.